DAC assist, we select DAC assist, right? Everybody got that?
DAC assist.
Yeah, DAC assist.
Yep.
So we bring it on the plot diagram. We're gonna generate the signal, analog output, voltage, device 1, analog output 0, right? My analog output 0.
That's device 3, actually. That's
Device 0. Oh, good point. We want to use the right device. Thank you. So we are hooked up to analog. We are hooked up to analog 0 right now, which is pin 14. Pin 14 is hooked up to pin 2. So my analog output 0 is hooked up to analog input 0, right?
Yes.
My 14 hooked up to pin 2 on the analog side. So I'm gonna hook up analog. I'm gonna select analog output 0, right? You can see nothing on that one. And finish. So I have a 0 to 5 volt. So if I say run, I should see a 1.1 volt on the voltmeter. So I see 1.1, right? Everybody
Right.
confirm? Okay, 1. So I know my analog output works. So if I want, I can change it to 3 volt and say enter 3 volt, okay? So I know my analog output works. And there's not much change in the voltage, so then I press OK. So it configured it right now, right? It's configuring the analog output. So I go right click, create constant, or let's change it to control. Change to control. I'm getting tired. Change to control. So I press, so this is my value. I put in 1 volt. I run it, and it should be 1 volt right now.
You gotta run it too.
Right? So I change 2 volt. So I know my analog output is pretty precise and doing fine, right?
Right.
So when I take that my USB out and put it to another place, so for here I grab this and figure out the device name. I create constant. So I make sure I have my device name is right. So when I bring this one to give it to software somebody else, they have to configure this as device 3 to this one. So then for error in, so I just right click and create control. So the error in has 3 properties. One is the text, and one is the code, and one is the status, okay? So I go and right click, measurement IO, NI DAX, I create another DAC assist. I put it right here. So we want to read the analog input. So I say acquire signal, analog input, voltage. So make sure I got the right device. Then I hook up to analog input 0, right?
Right.
Okay. As a default, this comes automatically as differential. It's trying to mess with you. So if I don't pay attention to this, and when I run it, my signal will be probably half. So we know we are doing single-ended, so I go select the RSE. Okay? I don't mess with this stuff, but the input is 0 to 5 volt. I don't know why the default is minus 10 to 5 there. There is no 10 volt. Okay.
We looked at that and thought it was correct.
Yeah, okay. But that works too. But right now, my signal is more precise. Okay, I say okay. So before I did that, I could always test that too. So make sure my wiring is correct. So I go back in here. So I say run. And I see around, what voltage did we put in? 3 volts. So I see around 3. You see 3 volts, right? So I know my input is working, between 3 and 3.1. So I know my input is working. So that means my wire is hooked up. But I want to run this part first before this. So I
And you're connecting them with the error in to error out, and that makes one work first, right?
right. So I find that error out here. I hook up the error out to error in,
You air out the area.
error out to error in, and then I error out. It's so funny. Just,
Because Tyler Klein's an idiot.
I get my time. I just start laughing when you guys taking a test and this stuff, easier stuff, you can do it.
And you'll be laughing at us.
Yeah. Create indicator.
This took us 20 minutes to figure out.
One oh. Then on the data, create constant. Create indicator. Sorry, I'm getting tired. Create.
Numeric indicator, the one that we have?
Yeah. Okay. So we have one output, one input. So
They can change that.
Yeah, you can't.
huh?
You
What?
can't change that.
Why not?
That's it. Make it bigger.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tired eyes.
So we run it. So 3 volt goes out and shows you 3 volts. See?
Sweet.
So when you turn on the highlight execution,
The highlight.
this says, okay, so yeah, we want to turn on the highlight execution because if you have something wrong or not configured right, this will go error. So if you don't have it hooked up and it doesn't come up with that nasty DAC assist, you don't know if it's working or not. So I highly recommend to first time you make sure, okay? So I know how to analog. So it's sometimes if it's not in the test and it's not working, if I hook up as a differential, if I run this, let's say, if I run this, you see the voltage will be half probably. You see it's half because my other end is not hooked up.
Because what?
Ground. You guys are
Because
bad.
you changed the differential.
Yeah. So if I hook up the ground to pin 3, I'm hooking up pin 3, then I run it. Then it starts working. You see?
Okay.
So we know how to do analog output, how to do analog input. I just have to figure out that digital.
Yeah.
You have to create a